again, we are not telling you to abandon structure. The outer world will still use clocks, and you can still keep appointments. What changes is your relationship to that structure. You begin to know when to act, when to rest, when to speak, and when to wait. And that inner timing begins to produce better outcomes than forced schedules. This is how upper mid-4th density begins to show itself. Not by removing the calendar, but by relocating the command center inside you. And finally, once time becomes responsive to state, it becomes a feedback loop. Presence creates openings. Openings increase trust. Trust reduces forcing. Reduced forcing increases presence. This is momentum, but it is not the momentum of pushing. It is the momentum of alignment. And as you live this, you will notice another effect that may surprise you. The split between timelines is not something you will watch from the outside. It is something you will experience through the way your reality intersects, or does not intersect, with others. And you will notice, with tenderness, that intersection becomes a choice, and forcing fades from your relationships. As you notice time responding to your state of being, you also notice that reality assembles around different states, and this is what several of you have called the split. We are gentle with you. The split is not visual and not geographic. It is experiential. It happens through perception and response, and it shows itself through intersection. What you resonate with stays close. What you no longer match drifts, often quietly. The split does not create two earths. It creates two lived realities. Two people can stand in the same room, watch the same event, and yet inhabit different worlds because they interpret and respond from different frequency bands. One experiences threat and scarcity. The other experiences information and invitation. The outer scene may look identical, yet the inner world, and therefore the path of experience, is different. That is why you cannot convince someone into your timeline through argument. A timeline is not a belief, it is a lived field. Divergence happens through attention more than location. Where you live matters less than what you feed. Attention is creative. When you withdraw attention from fear-driven narratives, those narratives lose density for you. When you stop rehearsing collapse, collapse becomes less available in your experience. This does not mean you deny what others are experiencing. It means you stop giving your life force to realities you do not wish to live in. Several of you are learning this now because your attention simply will not stay on what feels distorted. It slides away, and that sliding away is part of the shift. The primary mechanism of the split is non-intersection. We mean that literally. Conversations stop landing. Humor no longer matches. Priorities rearrange. You might find that you cannot sustain the same level of emotional engagement with certain dramas, not because you have become cold, but because your system will not metabolize that frequency anymore. Which is why many of you have experienced friendships fading, communities reshuffling, and even families feeling more distant. It is not always a story of wrongdoing. Often, it is simply resonance sorting itself.